Because of the character Tasselhoff Barefoot, I caught on to Dragonlance Synchronicity because my friend has a word Kinder in her name. I realized the authors were trying to get me to forgive her. She wasn't exactly a thief. My girlfriend and sister was upset with her for handling their things. She was the youngest of many siblings, so maybe that was more normal for her. She was wearing the same colors when I met her, with green shirt and blue leggings. So this character here synchronizes as Palmby, Chrysania. I realized I was Raceland because of his diet, and I've always complained about pain in my chest. I have a deformed rib cage because I looked down too much while growing up, while my body was developing. I overreacted. There's nothing really wrong with it. I just have panic attacks. When I came across Fork Girl Cosplay, I noticed that she had the same chair that I sat in as a child when I painted Tacitus. The reason I thought that she was Tacitus was because of wondering if she echoed to my childhood. That really looks like Palmby right there. So Palmby also synchronized as this green character, Kiri. In this picture, she's seen grabbing the hand of Caramon. That seems to be kind of a joke because her name is Palmby and he could have seen her stream before, so it's kind of like grabbing his hand. Since he's my brother, it might be kind of awkward if he ever came across her. Raceland is on the quest to become a god and have his constellation up in the sky. So when I came across her, I found it funny that she had this constellation. That was my artist name. Spoon. Spoon is my stream name. So that meant Big Dipper or Ark of the Covenant or Magic Carpet Ride. I was saying at the time that according to our subconscious mind, the lower right of a picture is entering, the lower left is leaving. The upper right would mean leaving forever, while the upper left would mean staying forever, because it would be the other person at the top of the photo or yourself at the bottom. Their left mind would be found in the upper right, while their right mind would be found in the upper left. So having that painting there with the color blue along with the leaves would mean your spoon never leaves. You can see this painting here of Raceland showing Chrysania the leaves. Whenever I come across her online, she's always punishing me for checking out other girls. During this moment, I took a sample from Linda Strawberry from the song Thieves. I knew her in Salt Lake City. I used to sit with her every week while clubbing and hang out with her on 80s night. Air connects to marriage or reward. The element air on the pentagram, our ancestors used that. It's part of the letter Q. And so here, where I'm checking out Linda Strawberry, it looks like she's warning me for it, and I'll get shamed from other things too. Right before I came across her, Edward Caspell came out with Trapped in Amber. That's an album. He must have had dreams about us as well. He did this for my previous girlfriends, and so I knew that he was going to do it for my next girlfriend. He just responds to his fans, and he actually proves that we came to him in our dreams. It's pretty cool. The letter P means dreaming. It means sailing, but it also means dreaming because of what it takes to plan a voyage. What's weird about this is that the photo that he used for the album Trapped in Amber looks like something that she put up on her wall where her bed is at her place in Portland. Seeing the left side would mean returning. The Betazoid in Star Trek has black eyes, which would mean I'm back, like somebody that keeps returning or somebody who's always there. She's also telepathic, which was the experience that I witnessed. It seemed like Star Trek was always preparing me to meet her and responded to the both of us. In this picture, you can see that she's looking above my right shoulder, which is meant for children because those that are older will leave over the left shoulder. So those that are younger go over the right shoulder. The look on her face would be because he's looking to his left. I left. So if he leaves, it would be devastating to her. So Tanis Half-Elven has represented my conservative side, or what people wanted me to be. I find this funny because Alhana Starbreeze, for some reason, synchronizes as Enemy Charlie. I guess that would be because I was wanting to hire them to help me contact stars. So Delamar would be Raceland's apprentice, so that would be somebody that I was trying to hook up Enemy Charlie with. While Tanis, this looks like a joke here because I had dreams of my sons. I had dreams of 3 sons, while with Palmby, this one here seems to be a joke. Really funny how the painters are able to do this. The first album of The Ring, Volume 1, has a track found on track 2. It's called The Love Spell of a Goddess. And in this song, it says that for some reason I became obsessed with the green V, which is funny because it has a green V on her neck. That location would be where communication is found. And so there, it looks like somebody in the background is wondering what that means. So here it shows Chrysania with red hair for some reason. That would mean ready for marriage. He's looking at his wrist. During the ceremony that brings back ancient wedding customs, it's for selecting a person to touch every year. It's on the day of air. The last step of it is unwrapping fabric from the wrist. This one here is a funny coincidence because of the feather that is her cat toy. Looks like the feather that's on his belt, part of his spell components. So right here I have him saying, "You didn't show anyone your cat's toy. Cover that up." It looks like he's mad and trying to cover up the cat's toy. This one right here looks like another joke about her name as well, being disturbed of what the possibilities are. So this right here shows Raceland looking at a spoon. That is my artist name, has been Spoon or Adam Ark of the Covenant, Big Dipper. This right here shows what I put around my monitor to help me remember my passwords. I've been calling my monitor a portal of the abyss. I've documented everything that I've done on my side of the computer. If anybody wanted to know what I was doing at any time, I'll let them know. I didn't want to hide anything that I was doing. I wouldn't be doing anything against anybody. I was witnessing what seemed to be women hurt that I didn't come across their pictures or videos again, or hurt because I checked out a different girl between the times that I checked out her pictures or video. And so because of this, I started documenting everything so I could let her know. I didn't want to be a creep on my side that was taking advantage of people. This right here looks like what happened when I came across her stream, Palm Bees, because the birds outside were being abusive to her and they were calling her names and stuff like that. It looks like she's scared because she sees a halo above my head and she's holding a triangle because she's tried chicken. And so there's creatures in the forest. The dots would represent fairies like insects. And so this picture symbolizes Chrysania waking up to my being an angel and not being ready for me. This right here shows some of what her tattoo would mean if she got involved in my celebration. When I first came across her, she read a book called The Red Eaton. It was a fairy tale, and the fairy tale responded to Our Living Once. So it seemed to be trying to help me with my celebration that has empathy with animals and works on making amends with absolutely everybody so that we are forgiven. And so every animal that we have eaten, we have a head for it, for having empathy, for putting ourselves in their skin and making sure that the animal was grateful for coming across us in the end. And so the Red Eaton has two heads because she was living off of nothing but chicken and turkey at the time. According to my celebration that I made, the fabric will be carried every year starting on the 4th to the 8th to rekindle whatever relationship I have. We will move the fabric with an ankh, and then on the final day it'll be unwrapped from the wrist to be wrapped around our hands. The cloth is red because of what she's done. A recent Legendary Pink Dots album cover also shows triangles on her necklace. It seems to be trying to help me fix her addictions because I'm not going to want to have another girl in our bed. So Fork Girl is not only Takesis, but she's also Marceline from the show Adventure Time. And in that name is mother heading, taking what line? So Marceline has the word line in it. So that makes a lot of sense.
I love her now.
When Superman was created, the first idea was that he was a homeless guy, and then he started working for the Daily Star, and then before he joined the Daily Planet. So that makes a lot of sense that they responded to me, trying to help me out while they're sleeping. So I caught onto a pattern found when I broke up with my girlfriend. She always wore a Ouija board shirt whenever we went out dancing and took pictures and stuff like that. And she put the blue on the no side when using the Ouija board shirt to measure where the blue is found. The blue is usually on the yes side when using the Ouija board shirt to measure, which would be the bottom right or the upper left. That would mean staying. When I made this album, there was blue on the no side. I didn't understand what this picture meant at the time, though. It's supposed to show one of the things that didn't work out between us. The same day that Palm posted herself with the white dress and the rose on TikTok, I posted this, another love spell. This would be the date that we repeat our celebration every year. I don't know why I would put a triangle there, but I know that the seal would represent Echo from Children. Right here in this picture, you can see she has a rose in the same part of the dress as she shows on TikTok, where she shows her knees. I came across those pictures right after having an experience where I witnessed her propose to me in Riverside. She went on her knees and proposed to me, and then you'll find this story in my blog. It was part of a recurring dream where there's a lineup of women trying to marry me. They're dressed up as brides, and they're mostly upset because they didn't get a chance to meet me. Right here, I show myself acting crazy before I went out with my girl. She was wearing a white dress the night that Rasputina changed their lyrics from life to wife so that I would marry her. And I was acting really crazy, and I was pointing at this magnet, the girl on the magnet, and I put a target on my own forehead for some reason. I didn't know what that meant, but now it makes sense because I prayed to a red robe to get somebody off of me when I moved in with her. Now I believe that this person was Palmby. I thought that she was several people because of having a different body size during some of the dreams. In the same night, she would be thin or coming to me a little bit overweight. I thought I was more than one person, but I think it was just one. And so this girl was the one that actually cut off Palmby from meeting me. She spent a ridiculous amount of time on Facebook making up stuff to make sure that I was cut off by calling me a dangerous stalker that was on drugs or whatever worked. I believe that she was trying to cut off Palmby and upset that Palmby came to our bed while we were together. At first, I thought it was Fork Girl because during the time that this happened, she showed pictures of herself crawling in a tunnel and wearing a cat burger shirt. Fork Girl has represented the anything girl, and it might be just somebody helping me make Palmby jealous or something like that, or wake her up to how those girls are tricked her and I am desirable. The reason the girl's on the fridge is because of what I was going through when I came across Palmby. I came across her at a Target, and I was looking for somebody that would tell me where my next refrigerator was. Someone who I was dreaming about. I was looking for my next Echo to tell me where my next refrigerator was. I would have got a place to live in Portland, or I would have got a place to live in LA if Palmby told me that my refrigerator was there. I really messed things up because of the second email I sent. I was just being honest and blunt. I told her about my plan. I was basically not having a refrigerator until I knew where I was going or who my next partner was going to be, which could have been in any city, so I didn't want to sign a lease until I knew. So these pictures were posted on the same day that Palmby posted herself with the white dress. This here shows Takasis or Taylor showing me somebody who would never be there because she's showing the upper right side, which would be for the left mind. So it looks like Chrisania is concerned. Going to face Takasis or the Queen of Darkness happens in the Abyss, which would represent video games. She actually lives in Texas though, so it always shows somewhere like a desert. Right here, this is supposed to be Chrisania crying and the Queen of Darkness coming up on her. This right here is the Queen of Darkness watching Raceland. Does that look like the desert? Right here, looks like Chrisania is worried about whether or not I have a halo or horns, because if I was horny, she might be concerned. Right here, it looks like it's expressing what it would be like to have this concern when we have children together because of being stuck to the giant tree looming over Portland. That fits the Green Man legend. That legend has synchronized to me so far. The building that they mentioned was actually in Salt Lake City, Utah, and what it means is having a clean bill of health. This right here shows trees behind them. What I've been teaching is that the best path is what I call a fallen fruit. That'd be retracing our steps, basically making a map of where we were found, going back to these spots, to waking up to where our worst ideas came from that were always west of garbage. And so the idea would be retracing our footsteps, going back to where we grew grew up trying to fix these echoes. And then once we're done with our life, doing it for our family tree, for previous lives that have lived in the past, and doing this with A-rated storytelling to be able to reach the previous lives with a more positive echo that is healthy and helpful. I believe there's a lot of opportunity found with the new type of filmmaking called A-rated, because the participants can actually prove that they are participating with sending the best echoes to those who previously lived. Now this picture here makes sense with the celebration because of the way the fabric is carried and moved with the ankh. It ends up being unwrapped from the wrist, and then choosing one person to touch on the day of air is supposed to teach people that we are not objects. And so there's a lineup of men at a line of women. They basically take turns putting an object down at her feet, and then they take turns facing the other direction while the one in front makes a choice by pointing at an object. He can see several arms of the goddess because of the people that would want him to wait for another girl. If he wants to choose the girl that he's in front of, he points at his own object. If she says that the object is correct, then they may touch, and their hands are wrapped with the fabric. This right here shows what I plan on doing every year until I die. This would be to rekindle our relationship. On the day of the rainbow, that is the 4th of November, I'd be facing a list of ways that I have to change myself, or ways that I have to change so that I always earn my partner. Right here you can see where she doesn't want it, somebody else does. I find this interesting because a part of the celebration is trying to save everybody. The idea would be to live longer than 137, or to lose your eyes from old age. The view of the heart has changed as well because it's not so innocent anymore, and it's become maybe a bird's bottom. Here it shows Chrysania. Maybe I'm getting what I want and she's living longer than 137. The moon would symbolize voices and hearing her voice in the air. With my last relationship, both of us prayed to a jug 2 years before we got together. She always slept on my left side, and so a presence would come to me, to my left side only, and talk to me and tell me the differences between her and my other girlfriend before her. I figured out that this was actually Kathleen, my last girlfriend, and so I knew that my next girlfriend would be coming to me before we met as well, and she has. I believe that this is possible because of the amount of time that we spent sleeping next to each other in the future. This right here would represent madness, or Chrysania, hearing voices. I want to make sure to reach her before this happens, because I believe that she'll never go crazy as long as she has my help, because I know how to turn it off. For example, spending time west of garbage turns it up. Diet and exercise is the best cure for mental illness.